And we are back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 78. So I hope you guys had a great week and weekend so far. Hope you guys are going out there and partying and having sex with a bunch of women. Also wear protection and always blow it in their face, not inside of them.
Yeah, if you want to fast forward your descent into hell, that's definitely what you should do on a Saturday night.
Have you seen these
broads? Baby. I swear this baby's yours. I swear this baby's yours. I know.
You was the only one I slept with. I swear.
and the test said you are not the father.
Man, have you been on Facebook or Twitter or whatever and you watch like the reels and you see all these guys interviewing these girls? Like people think like we're just saying this because we're on it. No, these women are literal just whores. You have like girls that are literally like, yeah, I had a threesome last night. And you're like, how many times have you had a threesome? Oh, well, once every month. What? And then you have the clip of the black guy going, man, it's an evil world out there.
I just be having more meat inside me than Oscar Mayer, but I'm the special. Don't judge me.
Well, this is a hot take for some people, but I am a firm believer that a paternity test, even with married couples, needs to take place before the birth certificate signed.
Good Lord.
It should be an automatic law.
Well, dude, you're missing the point. That would be like a main reason why we don't get married. See?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the woman standard is like, oh, you got to be 6 feet, have a 6 figures, got to have the 6 inches, all that nonsense. Here's the thing, if you just start at the baseline of, I would like my woman to have at least slept with 5 or less people in her entire lifetimes. Like you're literally knocking out like 95% of the day.
You can't say that now.
Right off the jump. Yeah.
Because you're misogynist.
No. That's a skewed number. You're knocking off 94%. Come on, be fair.
Okay. 94.3. We could settle.
I'll even throw you one better. 94% of all college women that exist in this country currently. Good Lord, man. Like literally, if you go and say what you just said right there, I want a woman that has slept with at least maybe less than like, let's say 5 guys. I don't think 5 guys is that bad, right? You'd be called a misogynist. That's crazy. Having standards as a man means you're a misogynist, whereas women could say, well, I want a man who's 6 feet, who makes $100K a year, who has his own place, a job, and he drives a good, really, really nice car.
And then you realize that the whole scam is like, that's all it really is. It's a scam because that's essentially what they require out of you when they don't want to sleep with you. Because you see some of the low-rent dirtbag guys they've slept with, they don't meet any of those standards, and they probably raw dogged them on the couch last week, right? So it's like those are the hoops that you have to jump through because she doesn't think you as attractive as the dude from 7-Eleven that you banged on the way home.
I'm so glad more men started picking that up because a lot of girls do that. Or like you'll have like these fat Shaniqua level bitches or like the ghetto white ones that are fat too. They'll have like 3 kids and then it'll click in their head. Man, now I want a nice guy who I can settle down with.
Yeah.
What?
Which basically means that, I had these 6 kids, but it didn't work out with 4 of their baby's fathers. So now I need a responsible man to help me take care of these kids.
Oh my goodness. When I don't even know if women even say these things to hear themselves talk or they're saying these things to actually fix their life. Because like
or if they're so narcissistic, they just don't understand how terrible they sound out loud.
Yeah. There was I'm pretty sure you heard of him. There's this black guy who does like the interviews with black women over like Skype or Zoom still. And it's like, there was one that he had that I watched last night. This lady was married to this guy for like 20, 30 years. He took care of her. He ended up getting cancer and then they ended up getting divorced while he was getting over getting cancer. And it's like, what the fuck? He was there for you for everything, but when he needs you the most, you're gonna divorce him. She said he was financially, mentally, and physically abusive. Now, obviously, we can't attest to that. I'm not saying that he hasn't done that.
It just so happens. Right? It always just so happens.
I'm just saying the man has cancer. I mean, that would make a lot of people freak out.
That's another reason why men are just stop this idea of, let's go get married and have kids, because part of the wedding vow is that, in sickness or in health, for better or worse, the second that things get a little bit uncomfortable from the woman, zoom, she's out of there. And it's like,
because that only applies to men. Men are the ones that have to keep the vow. The woman does not.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or even from this song, because I was watching this like porn podcast where Adriana Chedek and like a lot of the famous porn girls went on. There was this one, a guy went on. He had just got diagnosed with cancer a long time ago. He got over it like in a year. So look, I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't die from cancer. It fucking sucks. He said the girl that he was dating when he was in porn, well, she wasn't in porn herself, or she may have been. She ran off with another guy while he was on chemotherapy. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but cancer gives women the ick. They don't like dealing with cancer. So it's like, if you get sick and stricken down, they got to go find somebody else to make themselves feel better.
Women crave attention. Women, if they don't have any attention or excitement in their life, they simply just can't function. They have to go to another guy. Like, because the concept of when a girl always says, I don't want a man that's boring. Well, I don't know how to explain this to girls. At some point, your relationship will be boring because not something exciting didn't happen every day. I don't know where that comes from, unless you're literally
believe it or not, decent men are not addicted to drama. They don't watch, the Real Housewives of wherever the fucking Love and Hip Hop Volume 16. So it's like they don't need that constant 24-hour stream of drama and conflict and fighting in their lives like some of you do.
Women do. Women constantly need drama. A good amount of them do. Or what? Otherwise, they literally can't function. Or they're always trying to fish of like,
Hey, then when the guy doesn't want that, he just wants to relax at home because he's worked all day. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go cheat on you because you're not giving me what I want. Then they're the ones who cry when they get caught because somehow they're the victim.
It's so crazy. But if you point all this stuff out, you're a misogynist. I learned as you got older, if you ever criticize a woman, you're a misogynist. And it's like, are women just supposed there's a lot of these cuck dudes out there where it's like you even bother to criticize a woman, you're just the most it's like, are women just meant to be this perfect specimen of a human being, and we're not supposed to critique them at all?
This is the consequences now. Like after several decades, we just removed not only consequences, but we've removed accountability out of a women's ecosystem.
Or just basic criticism.
They have there's no accountability whatsoever to anything that they do. So they can go out there and brag about the fact that they've slept with 300 men and that, they cheated on several guys and ruined several marriages and all this stuff. They just go around the world as like, oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He gaslit me. He was the problem. It's like, oh, all 300 of them gaslit you? Every single one.
One of them I heard was that he sweet talked her, and then after he didn't want to be with her, she tried to go back to her husband. She was like, baby, I love her. Like, what the fuck? Like, women are straight up grimy. And I know girls gonna watch this. I don't mean all women, obviously, but the really bad ones really do make it hard. Like, they say some of the most absolute ridiculous stuff possible. Like, some women don't even understand basic stuff men go through, and they still wouldn't get it even if you basically slap them across the face. Yeah, black guy.
Oh, so I watched this a little earlier, and it's just the perfect representation of how modern women, or you can say a lot of women, just argue in general. I watch the gaslighting that happens here. Now, I know this is a comedy skit, but we've all been in that relationship and know someone, whether it's a family member, or an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife, who this is exactly speaking of right here.
Hey, babe, I was going to put on a movie in a bedroom. You should come watch it with me.
I'll be in there later.
What is wrong with you? You've literally been upset since we went out to lunch with our friends. Like, you just don't talk about it.
I tried talking.
You didn't try talking about it. Because when? All right. You want to know what's wrong? You know I just lost my job and then I'm upset about it. Why are you joking about it with our friends? It was just a joke. I didn't even say nothing that bad. It was a joke. You said, I guess since I'm the only one making money right now, I'm the man of the house. I have to wear a strap on.
Okay, like, I was joking. Like, what's the problem? It's just a little joke.
And while everybody laughing, I'm trying to pull you to the side to talk about it. You gonna reach in your wallet and throw money in my face.
Okay, like, I was just trying to make them laugh. Like, what's wrong with making people laugh?
I just lost my job yesterday. You act like I've been out of work for months.
Okay, I get it.
No, because you don't get it. You don't.
No, I do. I get it.
You don't get it because the problem is.
Okay, I get it. I'm worse than Hitler. Okay, I get it. What?
You don't gotta keep screaming it in my face. I didn't even say that. That's literally what you said. That's what you said. Like, okay, I get it. I'm the villain. I'm a bad person. I get it.
This is the step one. It's like women never hear anything you actually say. They only hear what they want to hear out of the argument. So they start making up things that were never said to begin with and make themselves the victim.
Women do that thing. Women do that thing of basically they once you finish, they have another thing they're trying to say because they didn't what you said there. They're just trying to get to their next point. They don't give a fuck what you just said there. You could have literally told them I have $1 million and I would have just went right past them. They don't give a fuck about that shit.
Yep. And then this is exactly why men just don't talk to women about problems at all. Because one, a lot of women out there will try to look down on you if you do try to express their problem. And even if you do legitimately try to get a problem across to them, they're not going to listen to you. Like, it's going to go one ear out the other.
They'll even gaslight you and be like, or they'll even say things like in a blatant statement, like, why don't men talk about their feelings more? And then women will literally say they don't like when guys do that. And it's
I have been I've been in that situation before where I've actually stated kind of what was bothering me. And out of the entire diatribe, found one little nugget that they could sit there and make it about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
When it wasn't even about her in the first place.
Women are perpetually.
And then you realize that they didn't hear anything that you said throughout that entire argument whatsoever. They just focus on that one thing. It's just like, okay, I'm basically arguing with a brick wall.
And then they'll claim you're the one not listening. You don't listen to me. It's like, you're not even listening to me.
So what happened there is that she took something that he was upset about and somehow made her the victim of it. So listen.
Stop treating me like you're sitting on an MSK show and you're not listening to the host at all and just paying attention to what you want.
I'm sorry, but I'm a Scorpio, okay? So we try to make jokes when we want to make people laugh. That's just something we do. No, I get it now. I get it. I'm the worst person.
You don't get it.
Yo! What the hell are you doing? You told me to hang myself. I did not say that. No, but your eyes told me to hang myself. So I was just gonna do the world a favor.
Take that from around your neck. Get off the chair. Get off the chair.
No, but you're upset. So
I'm not upset.
Not upset?
No, I'm not upset.
No, because you're not smiling and your tone still sounds upset. So.
I'm not upset. Get off the chair.
Whew. Okay, good. I really thought you was upset for a second.
Oh, shit.
Okay, good. I'm gonna be in a room. I'm gonna put the movie on. Oh, shit. I really thought you was upset.
Yep.
Oh, the other thing
turned it around on him.
Yes.
Completely.
The other thing women will do sometimes is that when they have those 3 kids or 2 kids, they'll be like, "Man, I'm in my prime now. I can get any guy I want." It's like, do you know how value works? That's not what.
Well, that's what. Remember we talked about this. I'm not sure if you guys covered it this week, but Sophie Turner is apparently going to be the next Laura Croft, right?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
So Sophie Turner just married one of the Jonas brothers. I don't know which one it is because I'm not.
Joe. It was the one with the curly hair.
The Joe one. Okay. So they got married and had a kid. And then right after she had a kid, all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I'm still 25 and I want to go out there and party because I'm still in my 20s and I want to be a stay-at-home mom. So don't mom shame me when I'm getting drunk in the club." Because by the way, she has a severe alcohol problem that she has taken no accountability for whatsoever.
So she played a character on Game of Thrones. I mean.
So while he was on tour with his brothers, he also had to take care of their kid because she was going around being a party girl at the nightclubs and stuff like that over in the UK and over in here in the United States too. It was a massive shit show. So they got divorced. Divorce has only been finalized about a year, maybe somewhere roughly around there. She's now dating some kind of billionaire who's worth a quarter of $1 billion right now. And now she's talking about, I want to start a family with this guy. I want to have his kids. It's you just started a family with the last dude, and then now you're trying to trap this other dude.
It's the same thing that women do when they watch serial killer documentaries. Something about him is just so alluring. A guy that murders people, that took down other people's lives, is alluring to you. What weird?
But remember, you're the one who has to make 6 figures in order to date her. You have to meet her standards, but she's fawning over the serial killer. Yeah, who's literally chopped the heads off of a dozen women.
Probably doesn't have a job.
What's it say about my streaming selections lately that I've been getting a lot of Manosphere, Men Watch Out for Women Like This, Support Court, Victories for Men. I'm for some reason I'm clicking on them because I find it hilarious.
Emerald, what are you watching in your free time? Are you watching the same stuff we are? Are you becoming us?
No, like I said, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the Halloween costume from this last year. Everyone's posting on social media. It was just some guy wearing hospital scrubs and wearing a sign that says, "I'm sick of these hoes."
No, the thing about Joe, what's crazy that she married Joe Jonas. He had a song with another band, another music group he was a part of for a little bit after he left the Jonas Brothers because everyone did their own thing. Nick was probably the biggest one. Joe was the next one. Joe had a song with another group called Cake by the Ocean, and all it basically was just partying at a beach, basically getting drunk and getting high. Just saying, he ended up marrying a girl that did exactly that. These things kind of all just magically find their way of kind of repeating history. Just saying, cake by the ocean. Oh, your girl was giving some cake to some other guys that night, Joe. Sorry about that, man. Holy shit, man.
So the moral of this story is do not marry the party girl who rather go out there and be drunk and high all the time and somehow thinks that by marrying you, she's going to become, the good old housewife. Because if she wouldn't change for Joe Jonas, she's not going to change for you. That's the reality of the situation.
Can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Or don't date a woman that spends her entire career making songs about their breakups and shitting on their past relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that Chiefs player better watch out, because I think the end of their relationship is going to be coming soon.
You think so?
And
this one's lasted a little bit. This one's lasted a little bit longer than most of hers, but I agree.
I think she's going to dump him as soon as they're kicked out of the run for the Super Bowl.
Wasn't she going to leave the country when Trump got elected? Hey, Taylor, what are you doing? Get the fuck out. But you're a lady
my
of your
family's
word.
here. My family's here. I can't leave. My family's here.
I got my boyfriend. He's in the Kansas, Texas, Britain Ravens. Very surprised I know where the fuck that team's even from. Holy shit, man.
I was never really that big of a Chiefs fan, but then when all of this started happening in the NFL on CBS, really constantly was showing fucking pictures of her at the games. I'm like,
God, yeah.
I hate the Chiefs even fucking more.
Which they're still doing, by the way, that they haven't stopped. They've only turned it down just a little, but it's like she's still like, oh my God, Taylor Swift is here. Isn't this amazing?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. One of the hoes of the players is here. Holy shit.
Oh no, baby mama number 6 from wide receiver Tyreek Hill is here.
That's how you know the product is dying from the traditional sports model. They're doing that thing that League of Legends is doing called the co-streaming thing, because Valorant does it too. They're doing it with Peyton Manning. Guys, you understand, that's an esport kind of thing where you co-stream a game. The traditional broadcast that we know is the NFL, NBA, they're going to start doing co-streams. That means they know that viewership is not there. I mean, baseball's viewership has been going down for a long time.
So cable's in this very awkward situation where they are rapidly dying. And what's happening is two things that's happening. One, if you look at, there used to be back in like in the 1980s, there used to be 31 media companies that controlled the television and the movies that you watch. That's now down to like roughly 5, and it's going to get smaller because Warner Brothers is already talking about possibly either selling off their assets or merging with another company, likely being Paramount. So Paramount and Warner Brothers are both bleeding money right now, so they want to essentially combine together to become one entity to offset some of that debt. But then there's rumors about if they were to merge, then Comcast, NBC Universal will come in and buy them, which means that they would essentially be buying 4 companies in one fell swoop. So there's a very real possibility that within the next 3 years, the only major companies in entertainment that will exist is Disney and Comcast, and then that's it, right? So then what's going to happen after that is that they're going to pretend like they're not a monopoly by saying that, oh no, but look at Amazon and look at Apple and look at Netflix. Look, see, there's no monopoly going on here. Not telling you that these are not film studios. Like, these are not Studio Pacific. Like, these are essentially multi-trillion-dollar corporations masquerading as a film studio, like Apple. It's like, yeah, Apple can afford to do $250 million on a scrub movie that no one's going to watch because they make trillions of dollars off the iPhone. Yeah. They can afford to do that. They
literally have that to the point where, given their company so big, if they threw a $250 million movie on their streaming service, it really honestly wouldn't hurt them. Now, I would still recommend they not do that, because remember, it recently came up they were actually going to cut back on their spending from the TV portion of it. So they're probably looking at the numbers and going, okay, why are we dumping millions into this if it's not giving us a profit? Because even with even companies like Apple or even Amazon, people have got to factor in the reason why you create that business is so it can be financially sustainable on its own and grow its own way. Yeah. If the company has to basically pull out their own money to save it, they don't think it's a worthwhile venture. Like, I still don't understand why Amazon bought Twitch. Like, isn't Twitch just going to go through an apocalypse very soon because they have to kind of make a system where they can kind of create content?
Mm-hmm. But like I said, both of these companies are basically in a position where they can afford to throw money around because look at it from this perspective. Amazon just spent, I think, like $17 billion on what was it, the NFL to play one game like each week on the Amazon Prime. But when you look at their operating income, they make about $36 billion a year in profit alone, just as a company, right? Apple is a company that makes $123 billion a year of profit based on everything that they sell. So it's like they can afford to throw money around because in the grand scheme of things, like you said, $300 million when your company is making $123 billion is absolutely nothing. Like that's literally pennies on a dollar as far as their go. And those are the only companies right now that are financially doing well. Everyone else is like massively in debt, and they're all trying to essentially eat each other and combine each other to pretend like they're no longer in debt to keep their shareholders happy. Now, the second part of this, which is happening now, is that a lot of these major companies are basically leaving cable altogether because they know that cable as a medium is dying and is dying fast, right? No one's paying $120 just to watch the USA Network or FX anymore because there's nothing to watch. There's nothing profitable to watch. So now everyone's moving over to streaming. The UFC is talking about possibly moving to either Amazon or Netflix after next year, after their deal with ESPN ends. WWE is moving to Netflix, even though they've only been averaging like 1.5 million viewers on television for like the last 5 years. I think like, oh, if we go to Netflix, we can hide our streaming numbers because that way they're not taking just the ones here in the United States. They're taking the entire worldwide numbers. They can go, oh, 15 million people just suddenly started watching Raw. It's a miracle. Yeah. Basically tell you they're blatantly fudging the numbers over there. But with streaming, you can do that. You can't do that with cable.
Yeah, because people don't understand this. I still have to constantly explain to people. The reason why cable, the people that run those networks have to report the numbers is because based off your numbers of viewers you have, that's how much money you get paid. So obviously more viewers, more money. So legally you have to report numbers because you also have big advertisers on those broadcast networks advertising their products. They have to know your numbers. It's just what it is, right? But on a streaming service, you don't have to. Disney could say this is the biggest show of all time. We won't know that. They could just be fucking lying to us for all we know.
Disney's a different animal. But if you're looking at the streaming services that are doing ads, they've got to have numbers to provide to those.
Right. Well, now they do. Oh, speaking more like back then, because like now they have advertisers. Now,
right. In the past, when it was just a simple model of hey, pay this much, and you get your content with no commercials. Yeah, you could really hide those numbers, but advertisers are going to want to know what the numbers are if they're advertising on the streaming service.
Yeah.
Now, then it won't necessarily be public to the rest of us, but they're going to be made. They have to be made. It's a little bit more
transparent than what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Yeah. But
so here's a funny thing, and I can use WWE as a perfect example of this. WWE, like I said, they're moving to Netflix at the beginning of next year, so they only got a couple more weeks left on cable. 5 years ago, they conned Fox before Fox got pieces sold off into giving them $1 billion deal to host SmackDown on Fox for 5 years, right? So about $200 million a year just to show SmackDown. Now, when they first started, they were told, oh, yeah, we're expecting anywhere between 3.5 to 4 million viewers. They ended up averaging 2 million the entire way. So they only got half of what they were actually expecting. But here's what WWE did. In order to dupe the executives into thinking that WWE was a much bigger deal than it actually is, what did they do? On that first episode, it's like, hey, we're going to do the first episode in LA. And we're going to bring The Rock. We're going to bring John Cena, Brock Lesnar. We're going to bring all these big names to make it seem like, oh, this is the type of quality we're going to get every single week, right? Not realizing because they're marks. So what are they doing now with Netflix? Oh, here's what we're going to do. The first show of the year, we're going to LA and we're going to bring in The Rock. We're going to bring in John Cena. So they're doing the exact same thing they did 5 years ago to Fox, but they're doing it now because, hey, the Netflix executives don't know the way we duped Fox. So let's do the exact same thing we did with them with the Netflix execs because they're all marks. So
they really oversold those numbers in that board.
And now Netflix, and this is hilarious, Netflix gave WWE $5 billion for 10 years, and it has a 5-year opt-out clause. So they have to stay with WWE for at least 5 years, even if it doesn't work out.
They probably have some like bonus where if you hit X amount of viewers, you get more money or some shit like that. But at least they can pull out if Netflix probably sees it as like it's not a worthwhile adventure.
But here's the thing: they gave them $5 billion. No one was going to give them that much money. They were not going to get that deal on television.
The Knives Out movie, remember? The Knives Out movie came out. They gave to buy the rights from Lionsgate. They gave them $400 million.
Yeah. So here's the secret. Triple H, Nick Khan, and a few other executives went to Amazon a few months before they got the Netflix deal because they wanted to go on Amazon Prime. So they negotiated heavily to get that Amazon Prime deal, and Prime ultimately pulled the plug and said, "No, we're not giving you that much money because you're not worth it." What does Netflix do? Oh, we'll give you $5 billion, and it's like, dude, no one was going to give them that much money.
This is how you know some of those valuations make no sense. Like, well, the two deals we just brought up. First of all, I mean, to be fair, if you're Lionsgate and you got $400 million, you're like, all right, cool. I made one big movie and now I can get $40 million for free. That's good for them. But why is Netflix giving $400 million for Knives Out, a Knives Out franchise where it just only had one movie to prove itself? And I like that first movie. I do. I think it was actually pretty good. But like $400 million for that. And then remember when they tried doing it for not Steven Spielberg, the other guy who does the gangster movies. Oh my god, they got that
Scorsese.
Yeah. They had him and a bunch of other big directors like him, Michael Bay, do their movies on streaming, and then lo and behold, they got less effort out of them because those directors want to have their movies in theaters.
Well, in the case of like Scorsese, they threw it they've in the past thrown a movie onto the big screen for a very short release, enough so that it can get qualified.
Yeah,
so that the studio can then claim the award if they win. The
other thing that society brought up is like just like with traditional sports and everything, that its viewership has been steadily declining over the years. If you have people check WWE's ratings over the years, it's steadily. How many people in your life? Well, I don't watch wrestling, but you talk to the people that do. I imagine I know this too. How many people say, "Man, I haven't watched wrestling in years"? A lot of people say that. There's no way they're worth $5 billion unless Netflix sees some growth year in and year out. It's not worth it.
Here's the brilliance of this, right? So in 2018, when WWE got that deal with Fox, they were averaging 2.8 million viewers on average for the show, right? So that's what they were averaging on going to Fox. So the understanding or the belief was, hey, if we go on Fox, we start advertising during the Super Bowl, or during the World Series, everyone's going to start watching. These numbers are going to climb. Within the 5 years that they were on that network, they went from about a 2.8 to roughly a 2.1, and then that was on their A show because they moved it to SmackDown. So they lost about 700,000 viewers over the course of that 5 years. And admittedly, Fox says that because we were paying them $200 million a year, we lost money year on year on top of that because they did not meet their expectations to sell the ad rates, right? So Fox admitted, yeah, we lost money big on this deal. So what does Netflix do? They say, okay, now you guys got average viewership of 1.5 million viewers. We're going to give you more than double than what Fox was giving, even though Fox publicly admitted that we were losing money on that by giving you $200 million. We're going to give you $500 million a year and possibly lose even more. It's like, they're retards. Like they're idiots. Like we're sitting here thinking to ourselves, like, no, to be in the corporate world to the degree that these people are on, you have to have like, a doctorate, a master's. You have to have been running a company for several years. It's like these people are just idiots making these decisions because it negates any kind of logical sense whatsoever to why you would do something like that, knowing that the property that you're buying has been steadily losing viewers for 23 freaking years.
Yeah. And because the biggest thing with WWE and traditional sports is they sell media rights. So basically, they offer themselves up to the biggest buyer, and the biggest buyer will obviously take them. But that's the thing is, that also predicates on them growing their viewership too. So it makes it more lucrative if a Warner Brothers or a Lionsgate or a Netflix would buy them. Now, keep in mind, guys, when it comes to streaming, if streaming was so profitable, why do they have advertisers? Keep in mind, streaming was supposed to be a place where you're not supposed to watch commercials, okay? So the business will be like sustainable on its own from subscriber growth, right? And keep in mind, the amount of money you have to pay for movies, TV, sets, all producers, filming, all that shit, everything, the server upkeep, workers to make the servers, all that stuff, okay? If streaming was as profitable as all these businesses told you, and all these articles from all these shill media told you, why do they have advertisers? If you're that profitable, why would you need an advertiser for? It's key where they're not. They're all bleeding money.
It's the same thing with the green argument with green energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pipe dream.
Netflix is
you're never going to have it because of that exact thing. And on top of that, the more and more you populate different streaming services out there, the more and more it's going to take from that pool of people that are willing to pay it. They're trying to get rid of cable so they don't have this enormous bill. Now they have 5 different streaming services at about $15 each. I mean, now you're paying just as much as for cable for less content.
Yeah,
in the end.
Yeah,
Like,
because the
look
idea,
at the NFL for instance, just real quick. Look at the NFL. In the NFL, that's a pick six. In the NFL, I'm sorry, I'm just watching Oklahoma smash Alabama right now. But no, in the NFL, they started to sell off individual games on these streaming services now. So it's not just like, hey, you can watch it locally on CBS or on Fox anymore. It's like, no, you have to have the NFL network, and you have to have the NFL Red Zone. And now you have to have Peacock to watch games. Netflix is getting a game now. Amazon Prime now has the Thursday night game exclusively, a couple of Saturday night games as well. So it's like, we start combining all these other streaming services that you have to watch if you want to sit there and watch every single game that is televised. It starts building up to a point where it's like, yeah, you know what? It's better to just go on, RaiderBait.com and just to watch it over there instead of paying all this money out the butt in an inflation year where your money is worth less than it was 4 years ago.
All for them to be beaten by Tubi and Pluto TV.
Like I said, I love Tubi personally, but dude, at some point they're going to ruin Tubi because they're not going to be able to sit there with that egg on their face and realize that they're getting absolutely laughed out of the room by a free app that has better quality movies than the new stuff that they're releasing on Hulu and Netflix and Amazon every single day. Like, they're not going to be able to sit there and allow that to happen. So they're going to find some kind of way to ruin Tubi within a couple of years.
Because the idea of the whole subscription model base is predicated on the fact that it would grow every quarter, year in and year out. People have to understand this, and they don't honestly get this too. You can't infinitely grow. At some point, you will plateau, or at some point, you will have better years than others. But at some point, you're just going to be stagnant. And also keep in mind, when it comes to streaming services, a lot of them are bundled up with phone companies like T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, all them. So when it comes to a subscriber, Comcast too. So like, let's say we use Max for example, because a lot of people have AT&T. So if you have an AT&T phone, you're probably going to get Max for free. Okay, so by that logic, are you a paying subscriber of Max, or did you get it from a partnership?
Yes, you are in a way, because the contract was signed with that carrier. So the carrier is paying Max for that special at a reduced rate, but it also counts for a subscriber count.
Yeah, and the thing I was going to bring up to add to your point is how many, that to me right there, it's not like it's a fudge number because it is real, but I would say it's a disingenuous number, because if you have all those people with phones like that are free subscribers, those aren't even paying subscribers. Those are technically like, how would you say it? It's more like a bloated number than anything.
That's what all these companies are doing, though. They're all fudging and bloating their numbers to make it seem like that they have more of a base than they actually do. But they do that because, one, they're trying to work their shareholders, because they have to keep making it seem like, oh, we're actually growing every single year. It's amazing, even though they're really not. And two, they use that as a bargaining chip for like licensing deals and marketing deals and and basically media deals, where they can be like, hey, look, we have a subscriber base of 45 million people. Look at all the people who watch us.
And it's like, how many active subscribers are on some of these streaming services watching the content religiously? I'm talking like an active subscriber watching the stuff, not like a dormant, not like a person, how like you have in your real life. We'll ask someone like, what streaming service do you have? They'll be like Netflix, and you'll be like, how much do you watch? And they'll be like, oh, I watch things every once in a while. Yeah, that's not an active subscriber. That's a person that watches like maybe a movie on there a month, or you'll have a person that'll binge something for like a couple weeks and then they'll get off. These aren't even active subscribers you have there. You have the reason why streaming services have even these big numbers. People will subscribe to these things and just forgot they did. Just like with a gym membership, they just forgot they even subscribed. That's why these numbers have gotten as big as they are.
Yes, but that's why there's so many. Yeah. That's why there's a market now for companies to come out and go, hey, we'll run through your numbers and see what subscriptions you have still outstanding that you don't know that you're paying for, and we'll even help you cancel them easily. I mean, that's an industry that's growing. My Capital One, it will sit there and go, here's your expected rotating bills. So you already know what's good. So I already know what's coming up going, I'm still paying for that. Nope. Go and get rid of it. So, I mean, a lot of these places now are starting to, whether they intentionally or not, are doing stuff to combat rotating subscription fees.
All right. You guys want to hear about Destiny's gay drama?
All I've heard is that apparently it got exposed that he slept with Lauren Southern. So now everyone realizes what a massive thought Lauren Southern is. So there's that.
If you guys don't remember, well, Destiny, the omni liberal, has been in a lot of drama. Well, he might even be into kids, which is fucking disgusting, honestly. I remember one of them, it was a leaked screenshot of him asking, so a girl told him on Twitter she was 10. I don't know how a 10-year-old girl's on Twitter, or if the person was faking. Either or, doesn't matter. The person said, I was hot at 10 years old. And then he was like, man, you were hot at 10 years old? I want to see pics. What the fuck? I know everyone saw that. I'm not making that. I know I saw that. What a disgusting weirdo. That's just
that's everyone who's on that side. They're all sexual degenerates masquerading like they have some kind of moral authority over the rest of the world. They don't. It's like, this is a guy like him who's probably a disgusting pedophile who makes arguments about, well, actually, the age of consent should actually be based on like those type of people. And then on top of that, he was married to some girl who's basically getting cucked out every single night. And he had to sit there and pretend like he was totally okay with it because he was trying to prop up this false ideal of masculinity. It's like, oh, no, I have no problem with my wife sleeping with other men because I'm comfortable in my masculinity. Whatever you want to say, bro, like whatever you want to say. It's just all coping and seething on a ridiculous level that we're seeing here. Oh, yeah, then by the way,
the great thing is they're all self-moving themselves over to Blue Sky. Blue Sky is nothing but degeneracy now. I mean that is just, you want to talk about, they want to sit here and call X a cesspool, and no. Trust me, you don't even want to see what's over there on Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, it's all furry porn, and it's like, well, actually, my dingling means that I'm more of a woman than you are.
Oh no, there was another one I saw where this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm a map. What are you gonna do about it?" It's like, what the fuck? What? Like you did? Oh my goodness, Blue Sky, please fix your algorithm. All right, so Destiny was talking to whoever this was. Allegedly, this person's 17, but I don't know what the age of consent was in their state, so I can't say. It started like this: fuck. Have you ever worn a plug before? Butt plug? If so, yes, I wear one at least a couple times a week while I'm out. Also, why didn't you invite me to your Minecraft server? This is great conversation to have at 5:34 in the morning.
Do you ever see like that meme that flies around Twitter every now and then about the Gabe guy who talks about how he's taken it up the butt so many times his butthole doesn't properly close anymore, so now he has to wear a diaper because of his lifestyle? And, like, this is imagine the same like cesspool that I imagine from these circles.
I've been using one the past 2 days, and oh my god, it's intense. And you can join if you want. I thought you were not into butt stuff, so I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm not normally, I guess, but I wanted to try. Do you like it? Yeah, it's so it's so intense. Damn, this is so gay. Fucking hell, this is homo as fuck. We can get matching ones. Oof, okay.
So he's talking about butt plugs with minors, then, right? This is what we're
allegedly. This person is underage. Allegedly. Did anything specific happen that made you want to try the plug? Was just home masturbating, thinking about sucking on a guy?
Not everybody.
And I decided to try it. Where did you get it from? It's Melina's. Who's Melina? Is this another?
His wife at the time. I'm assuming this is before his divorce went final.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I read too much.
Yeah. So is this the guy who basically he was watching his wife bang black dudes all the time? He decided that he wanted to start banging black dudes himself.
Hey, I'm curious. Have you ever won a plug on stream yet? No, I'm so fucking paranoid. I'm gonna end up swallowing it inside of me. Okay, that's not how that works. Unless your butthole's a fucking dark hole, okay? That's just not how that works. You can't suck a butt plug inside of you. It's literally like, oh, okay. God, this guy is so weird. Have you ever had your butt eaten? Just once by a gay dude. Did you like it? It was good only because he was super, super into it. I didn't really want to, but he begged me for like 10 minutes until I let him. I feel like you're on a gay preference lately. He. I just super love sucking dick when I haven't for a while. I get needy.
Gay!
Yay!
We've all heard stories about what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and why fire came down from heaven and burned the whole thing to smithereens. And I think that we severely underestimate just how much those people deserved what happened to them back then. I don't think we truly, empathize with the level of God's rage.
Oh gosh, what was it?
Or just the insanity of a person not using dark mode on Twitter. Continue.
Being a cuck, being a cuck and a queer really is the 1-2 combo of being a leftist as a white man.
Yep.
His big crime is be gay. No, you must be new here. This according to sure. Oh fuck. Oh god. Yeah, Destiny is the same guy just a few months ago when Trump was almost assassinated and that one random firefighter got hit with a bullet said he was happy that guy got killed because he was at a Trump rally. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Like I said, these are the people who pretend like somehow they have moral authority over you. Like they're morally on the right and you're on the wrong. It's like, stop giving these people the moral high ground. They do not deserve it at all, period.
Oh, fucking hell. I know you guys don't have these cars because they're expensive. So if you guys remember, so I know European people think it's Jaguar. It's Jaguar in America. That's how we pronounce it. But I'm pretty sure from your language, it's fine too. So the car company, Jaguar, I'm not shitting you. I would expect this out of Toyota, because they have Priuses, which are gay. If you drive a Prius, you're gay. Chevy.
Well, I mean, look at it like from this, right? I mean, it's Jaguar, so this is obviously not, a car brand for the average person, quote unquote.
So like
right?
BMW, it's luxury.
So you have to be like a rich Illuminati douchebag to buy a Jaguar to begin with, anyway, right? So it's just like, oh well, we're all degenerate, so let's just make our brand degenerate as well.
Apparently, they had a commercial, and it didn't feature any cars. It just featured a bunch of
they thems and abominations came together to be like, yeah, we're a car company now.
And this was the guy. Apparently, he's I don't know what the fuck he is. Probably the head CEO's butt buddy, and I mean that literally, not physically.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. I don't know if you've seen it or anything. I'm supposedly I think dealerships have started working on suing Jaguar over this.
Yeah, because now they're going to lose money because it's like, oh, so Jaguar is a fag brand now, huh? Well, I'm not going to buy a Jaguar. So now all of a sudden,
are you saying that Jaguar Bud Lighted themselves?
Yeah, or butt plug themselves, or Destiny themselves. There's a lot of puns you can use now. They all apply. But it's like, so now if you're just like a lowly, car Jaguar dealership now, no one's gonna go buy one of your cars anymore now that it's being associated with butt plugs and these weird people. And then just real quick before you even play the video, look at this guy. They put this guy in charge of stuff. It's like, remember being back in the day when you would hire someone who looked shifty and then you would lose your job? Because he was so shifty that clearly this is a guy you should have never brought in the first place.
Oh God, man! Oh, this.
I mean, you couldn't hire an ex-felon to work at a bank. So it's like, why would you get away with
this? Guy is at a car award. This is not like some award car show called Virgin Atlantic. Shit! Oh fuck!
Hey, who knows? He may still be a virgin as long as it goes for women. So, I mean, he may be partially correct.
So that makes you half a virgin?
Mm-hmm.
And at Jaguar, we're passionate about our people.
Jaguar,
are you illiterate?
Jagqueer?
Jamiroquai.
They straight up probably just Bud Lighted themselves. Holy shit.
And unified culture that is representative not only of the people who use our products, but in a society in which we all live.
Do homos are big on Jaguars? Is that what he's saying here? It's like, I didn't know that like gay people love Jaguars. Like maybe that's what they're saying here.
I didn't know that when I went to go buy a car, my dealer told me about being inclusive. I'm just there to.
I mean, I just assumed all the gay people drove Jettas. That's what I assumed, but maybe I'm wrong.
I assume all gay people drove Priuses. That was under my understanding.
Sure, our employees can bring their authentic selves to work.
You're selling cars.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody wants to see you in booty shorts and a butt plug at work. Like, that's not the image that anyone wants, right?
So let's say I have my hot wife that's Amaranth, and we're going to a Jaguar. Hey, sir, I would like to buy your new Jaguar. It's like $40,000. Hey, can I buy it now? Yes, sir. Would you like to be inclusive? What the fuck? You selling vehicles? What inclusive? What are you doing?
I think the most important thing about selling Jaguars is that our 1,000% of our gay and trans employees feel them true, authentic themselves as they work for our company. It's like,
why is a car cars? by themselves are inclusive. Anyone, literally anyone can drive them.
I'm just suspecting.
Here at GMC, we make vehicles for the working man. We make vehicles for professionals. Jaguar is for they, them.
Mm-hmm.
GMC is for you.
We don't make cars for queers around these parts. I can just imagine like the one sane person who works for Jaguar is like sitting in like that SUV like Heisenberg, just screaming as he's watching this whole presentation from the parking lot.
God, because it's the same thing when people say the shit about gaming. It's like, how was gaming diverse? Guys, cars straight up might even be more diverse than gaming. You literally go to a dealership, get a deal for your car, buy it, or you lease it until you pay it off. Get in car, drive it.
Am I the only one that's thinking that t-shirt he's wearing is almost see-through?
He's
got boobs.
It is. No, it is.
I hate you.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing mesh because mesh is big with the they/them community.
We're on a transformative journey of our own.
You're a car company.
Mm-hmm.
You transform the engines.
Yeah, you're gonna transform into a company that used to make money to a company that's losing lots of money.
You're gonna transform into bankruptcy. Hell yeah!
You're gonna transform into bankruptcy.
Driven by a belief in diversity, inclusion, creativity, policy, and most importantly,
brother, I'm just trying to put the key in ignition and go.
Mm-hmm.
Action. We've established over 15 DEI groups such as Pride, who are here tonight in the back. Thank you guys for coming. Women in Engineering and Neurodiversity Matters.
What the hell is neurodiversity? What the hell is that?
Can I say this safely? And I don't care who gets upset. Anything that is specifically marketed towards women and gays in 2024 is literally a brand of cancer. Pure, unfiltered, unabated cancer. Just like the movie Wicked.
I thought it was product suicide.
That too.
They're seppukuing their company.
Dude, imagine coming out with this campaign after Trump wins the election.
I know that.
What is this?
We've launched major policy revisions such as transitioning at work to drive equity and support for our communities, embracing individual.
Now, you also have to keep in mind here that this is a car company that is headquartered in the UK. So this has more to do with UK regulations than US regulations. I can tell you this right now, Chevrolet is not being nearly this stupid, especially with everything going on here in this country.
Our superpower.
Monkeypox is a superpower?
And only 2 weeks ago, we held our second global annual DEI summit where we had over 10,000 employees from around the globe attend. And this journey is going to continue.
What'd you all do? Have gay P. Diddy orgies there?
They probably did.
And we are going to set the benchmark.
I'll put it to you this way. Pause real quick. This is what he looks like in a professional setting. So you can only imagine what he looks like in a private setting.
Oh my God.
I swear, is he gonna break in? Do you really want to hurt me?
It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men.
Oh shit.
Industry. That's right. So looking forward at Jaguar, creativity and individuality have been at the core of Jaguar's brand since its.
You make cars.
Mm-hmm.
You make engines. You fix cars.
Your entire brand is that you sell vehicles to rich douchebags. That's literally your entire brand.
Inception, and we're about to bring Jaguar back to something truly special. And so, as Darren mentioned, in a couple of weeks, you will see an all-new Jaguar turn up like never before. And we're not just talking about new cars. We are talking about
clearly
thinking and embracing.
Am I the only one getting the impression he's been ran through multiple times by multiple guys?
This week?
You're not wrong.
He seems like one of those type of gays who gets run through constantly. So
someone said, why does he pronounce it Jaguar? And how is that shirt work appropriate? Is he at a conference or a gay strip club?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But by the way, Jaguar is also the home to Land Rover. So if you're one of those fans of Land Rover, Range Rover, that's all in the same brand too. So expect that to get gay as well.
So this was their before, and now this was the commercial they put out. Look at that. A nice, cool, speedy car.
An actual car and in a commercial. Holy shit.
Look at this. This
was directed by Satan.
There's no car in this commercial. What are they in the brand of then? If Jaguar is not selling cars, what are you doing? There's no cars.
They're selling deviant behavior.
Yeah. And that's the other big thing. They changed their logo too. So the logo, which actually was kind of iconic, they got rid of that one for a more modern and diverse logo that looks like complete another shite.
Everything woke turns to shit. Okay. Sure. Look at what's happening.
All right. True. Jaguar, more like, okay, all right. That ad looks like they sell rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, I no longer trust Jaguar to not explode while sitting at a
So is Jaguar transitioning into a sex toy company? Is that
Jaguar is now only going to identify as vehicles?
Oh my god, these two drive a Jaguar. Oh my god, stop transitioning at work. What does that even look like?
Wait. Go back up to that picture. Go back to that picture. Go back up. Go back to that picture for a second. Right, so would those be labeled as Model Ts?
Really?
I really do just like the label Decepticons because that way YouTube can't do anything about it when you call them that.
Yeah, because they're definitely not good guys. So they're
I like the Model T reference.
Good lord, man.
They're Decepticons. The Decepticons were really, really obvious.
They doing castrations by the water. Oh my god. God damn, man.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why do you eat the poo-poo? Like this, why would you do something like that?
There is no explanation for that commercial. Yeah. None of this makes sense.
Yeah, they're Bud Lighting themselves here in the U.S.
God,
I mean, in all honesty, even Bud Light, for as much shit that they got, they didn't even go this hard. Like they just had that one commercial with Dylan Mulvaney, right?
That was it. Yeah,
they're doing like an entire ad movement based on it. It's like, ooh, they changed their logo for this.
Remember what happened after the Dylan Mulvaney situation? They hired a random lady to be like the senior head of marketing. Then she basically just railed into all their customers, and then they fired her. It was like, this whole company's, what is wrong with this? Just literally don't have fucking weirdos promote your products. What the fuck is going on?
I'm really offended by the Charmin commercials. Why are all the bears red? There's no diversity. They're all red bears. Why isn't there a brown bear, a black bear, a red bear? I mean, come on. Can we get some diversity with Charmin? Fuck.
Good Lord.
I can only imagine that the old lead of marketing for Jaguar just sitting there going, no! Watching all his work get destroyed in front of his eyes.
God, man. He must have sold his company out for
he's probably looking like, remember when the Power Rangers Megazords got destroyed and they were trying to hold Kim back and she was trying to raise his hands. Just heads falling off. And
remember the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh? The first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters when Yugi pulled out Exodia against Kaiba. He's like, no! Just literally that. As he walks impossible. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic car. DI. No! God damn, just watch as your whole company burns.
Meanwhile, all their like consumer base is just looking like Ash when Charizard disobeyed him in the tournament. It's like that's all I can do.
Oh my god. Damn, man. Well, speaking of Rumble, so there's the CEO of Rumble, Chris something, has been going all in. Something. Chris, I think it's Palziak, cerebral palsy. I don't fucking remember. Chris something has been basically boasting about Rumble signing this big creator. Well, to be fair, not okay. I'll reiterate this. The CEO of Rumble right now currently has been tweeting very ominous things about gaming on Rumble going to be bigger, right? Because currently on Rumble right now, the biggest content there is political content. And then after that, it's basically kind of like some gaming, right? So they have signed people like Kai Cenat, I Show Speed to their platform that only did like 5 episodes of streams, essentially. People like Sneeko had deals. They're not there anymore. They just randomly signed big streamers like Twitch and YouTube were doing back in like 2018, 2019. And now it's gone to a point where the rumor is they're going to sign Dr. Disrespect. So if you guys are probably thinking about that Dr. Disrespect situation, that's not good. Okay. So, and to be fair, right now it's just a rumor, but I'm pretty sure they're going to end up signing this guy. Why don't they just build up the gamers on their platform currently right now? Because they're talking about competing with the likes of Twitch, competing with the likes of Kick. Are you really competing, grabbing this guy? I mean, like, I know people are defending him. This guy straight up said that the conversations with the minor leaned inappropriate. Now, people kept saying she was like 17 or 16. We've never known the girl's age. That girl could have been 11 for all we know. We literally do not know her age. Still to this point, we don't know who that is. Now, yes, he didn't do anything illegal as far as like sending pictures or any of that stuff, but he himself said, did these conversations lean inappropriate? He said they did, actually. So it really just does depend. Do you think that's bad enough to cancel somebody or not? It's really just how you feel. That just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. That's just kind of weird. Even if it doesn't really matter if you met up with this person or you didn't send like pictures to this person. What was the inappropriate nature of the conversation? Because keep in mind, a lot of people don't even realize this. That day when he dropped that giant paragraph, he constantly edited out the word minor. It had the word young person in there. Then minor was in there. He constantly edited that tweet. Then took it down. The tweet was taken down. He deleted it. So if he was so confident in what he had just said was the truth, why is he taking it down? Then he went on a video. He had this like response video, and he was like, well, I basically was tricking all of you guys. I let you guys think I was a certain word. Wait, what? That's not something you kind of let people think you are. That could like really ruin your reputation. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you let people think that? You know, why not just come out and be like, if you didn't do anything, you just say you didn't do anything. That's it. But he deleted the incriminating tweet that he edited multiple times and then went on a video saying, you know, basically, I was basically playing 4D chess where you guys were playing checkers. And it's like, what is going on with this guy? So I don't know why Rumble would sign this guy. I really don't. Like, that is really, really creepy that he would say these messages with the minor leaned inappropriate. Because we don't know what that is. First of all, why are you talking inappropriately to a minor? Why would a conversation with a minor lead to be inappropriate? Because keep in mind, with Chris Tyson, we like burnt that guy to the stake. And good, that guy's a piece of shit, right? So, and Chris Tyson was saying some pretty explicitly disgusting things to minors. We're talking like the things he said about 4-year-old girls looking certain where I can't say that someone YouTube because people will clip that in context related later in the future. But if people are getting mad at Chris Tyson for all the things he did, what level of leaning inappropriate for the conversation happened with this guy? We haven't seen that. With Chris, we have. Chris was talking about like showing kids his dick size. That's just a fucking gross dude, you know? Like, does this sour people's opinions on Rumble signing this guy if he is signed?
I mean, they're clearly doing it for money because, like I said, I'm pretty sure like behind closed doors, the financial situation at Rumble was pretty askew to begin with. So he just thinking, hey, I'm trying to keep this thing afloat. And if I can keep the headlines going that, hey, we're getting the big names over here on Rumble, then we can keep this Ponzi scheme going for a while. I don't know, man. I mean, Dr. Disrespect, I've never been a guy who's been into Dr. Disrespect. Like I know who he is and I know the content he does, but I'm just not into, I've never really been into like those type of like streamers. Like if you bring to me like any kind of like mainstream Twitch streamer, I probably wouldn't know who he is or care to watch any of this content. So I'm kind of on the outside looking in as far as this goes. But as far as like Rumble doing that, they're doing this clearly for like a financial gain, thinking that, hey, if we can get some of his viewers, it's the same thing that Netflix is doing with WWE. It's like, oh, if we buy the WWE, bring the WWE into our family, they're going to bring all of their people to Netflix. It's like, how many people do you honestly believe are going to start watching this crap now or going to start paying for your stupid streaming services because you bought in WWE. It's the same thing with Dr. Disrespect. Like, how many people do you really think you're going to bring into Rumble at this point just because you got Dr. Disrespect to a contract? It's like,
and then
how do you think it's going to work out?
Even if all of his viewers come over and watch him, they're only going to watch him. Also, how many of those people are you even going to convert over from being like, because I think he said if he gets a big deal, he's going to multi-stream. So if he multi-streams, then everyone that watches him on YouTube is going to watch him there on YouTube. You know, because he's not monetized right now based off what happened. YouTube demonetized him. Kick said they're not signing him. He can't stream on. He's not streaming on Twitch. Okay. YouTube demonetized him. The only place he would have to go to basically make money in the long term is Rumble. Now, obviously, he has a lot of money from that Twitch settlement, but we know how money goes in this world. People say they have a lot of money, but let's be honest here: day-to-day operations, year in and year out, month in, days. That money's going to get eaten away at some point, unless you put it in an investment that has longer term ramifications. That money's going to be eaten up eventually. If he wants to not be homeless eventually, this is what you do. This is going to look really, really bad on Rumble, honestly. I mean, I do like the platform. I do. I just don't think this is the right signing you have to do to get more people to watch you. If you want more bigger streamers, you make your big streamers. Why not promote the people that are already doing gaming content there right now? Like, why not offer a contract to, you could say, Jeremy Griggs, who does the Cobra Cast thing. Jeremy gets a lot of super chats, right? They did one for Nerdrotic, actually. I think one of Nerdrotic's shows is Rumble exclusive for a little bit, and they have an hour of an FNT on there, right?
It's FNT is 1 hour of bonus content at the end. That's Rumble only. Yeah, and one of the Nooners is Rumble only.
Like, I don't know. Like, they recently just created a gaming on Rumble Twitter account or X account to kind of showcase and highlight the gamers on there. Even, like on Rumble right now for my account, people know because I told people this. My dashboard doesn't update as far as how much money I even earn on the platform. It'll update like once every 6 months, and then maybe you get at some point. You know. I know they're rolling out different updates to the platform and making things better, but this could be one of the signings that makes people turn off on the platform. I don't know. I mean, this could be just easily one of them where people go, yeah, I just don't want to be here anymore because that's just a big turn off. But who knows? I mean, some people don't give a fuck, honestly. Some people don't think you did anything wrong in the first place. So I don't know. It's up to you. Depends on how much your mind will allow you to accept, honestly. Just build up your own people. That's all you got to do. You know,
you just build up your own people. Just start your own site. Just do your own thing. Stop being a homo.
Well, there was one that Dick Startup promoted. No, don't do that. That website was bad. No, there was one they tweeted about like a few days ago, and it was absolute. That website was absolute garbage. It looked like someone from 2003. I was like, nah, we're good on that. Oh, speaking of society's favorite topic, do you like gender neutral bathrooms?
Yeah, sure.
Are you happy about The View? Are you an advent watcher of The View, Mr. Blackman?
Yeah, sure.
Emerald, are you an advent viewer of The View?
Absolutely fucking not.
All right. Oh, see,
so I see clips of their stupidity all the time.
Every congressperson has a bathroom in their. Every congressperson has a bathroom in their office. So she's got a bathroom she can use in her office, and I'm sure she can use your bathroom and the bathroom of every Democrat and every person who's not a bigot in the United States Congress. We have bathrooms in this building. It just says all genders. Yeah. Why can't they just do that everywhere?
Yeah, there are this whole notion that these people are supposed to be like the savior of women and love women and promote them, want women to share bathrooms.
Look, let that 50-year-old man in a dress in the bathroom with your 4-year-old daughter, you bigot.
Yep.
I don't know, but based on the results of the election, I would say this is not, if you're going to continue down this road, you're not going to gain more voters, Democrats. Actually, you're probably going to continue to hemorrhage voters.
Yeah. Like, isn't that pretty misogynistic, trying to push women to accept men in their private spaces? I mean, people say, but you're most likely to get it. Who cares about all that? Doing this will not have good ramifications, and it will definitely cause problems for the future. Why would you do this? This makes no sense. Why are people in Congress dying on this hill is beyond me. And there's plenty more things we could be working on. Inflation, gas prices, all that stuff. No. We have to really firmly address who gets to go in what bathroom. If you're a man, you go in the men's bathroom. If you're a woman, you go in the woman's bathroom. That's it. It's pretty simple.
There are all gender bathrooms in many of the Capitol office buildings, not necessarily in the Capitol itself, but we're going to work through that.
Renovate.
Good Lord. I'm glad the View's hemorrhaging fucking viewers. Fuck this show.
Oh no, they're on a desperate search right now to get some more diverse voices, actual conservative and Trump supporters, because that's how desperate they are.
Well, here's the thing. They've gotten to the point now where they're lying so much on air during that show that they now have to do on-air apologies to keep themselves from being sued for slander and libel on the show. So they've done like 3 of those in just like the last week alone, where they have to stop the show and correct themselves so that somebody who they slandered doesn't turn around and be like, you know what? I'm going to sue Disney. Thanks a lot, guys.
I don't think that should be enough to excuse them if they come in and bring the note. It's like, no. The statement was made. I don't care if there was a correction. The statement was made.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be an easy well, we got this from our legal. Well, that means you don't believe it and you're getting it from a different source, but you're the one that's still held liable. You guys want to keep saying that words have consequences. Well, it's time to start paying for these consequences of your speech.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can say whatever they want.
That's their logic, right?
You're always talking about consequence culture. Start flipping it on these bastards.
Yeah, that's all they'll talk about. It's like, you should experience consequence for the stuff you say. Oh, well, look how that shoe is fit on the other leg at this point.
Oh, look who's now suffering from the consequences of their own actions.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving those videos that have been popping up on YouTube that I've been getting recommended lately too.
Delusional takes. If you voted Trump, you have genuine blood on your hands. This being the first thing I was told on the suicide hotline is genuinely disturbing. We're sorry for the wait. We're experiencing high demand for LGBTQ plus IA support and are connecting you to a national crisis counselor.
They really are just like the gremlins that you throw water on. It's like, whatever you shift the frailty of their reality in any way, shape, or form, the first thing to go to, I'm going to kill myself. And then you wonder why people don't want to deal with people who are that mentally unstable.
Well, look how many. It's a sign of a bad relationship. The person that you're with and stuff. You leave me, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna end it off. You leave me. I mean, it's the same.
You know what you need to say if your girl ever uses that? Okay, bye. It's been real.
All right, Joy Reid issues warning to women after Trump election. Even though she deleted her Twitter account too. All these guys just went to Blue Sky. All of them. Mark Hamill's like, I'm going to Blue Sky too. Mark Hamill's been a Trump derangement weirdo for like 20 years at this point. Thank God he's gone.
Well, I know I said that I was going to leave the U.S. if Trump wins. No, I'm just I'm just going to leave Twitter.
This man literally had a tweet on the election day where he said, "Vote, be a man, vote for a woman." Dude, Mark, no, that's the opposite of being a man, is voting for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never. God, this lady's just fucking ugly. If you put her and that black lady that's the star of Wicked in the same room, would you tell the difference between them?
Well, I mean, one's an actual demon, and then this one has slightly more hair than the other demon. But I mean,
Over the past 2 weeks, the women of America have been forced to witness not only an adjudicated sexual abuser be elected president, but then to see him offer some of the highest positions in government to men who have faced accusations of their own. As the New York Times,
someone teach her the definition of accusation and charged.
Yeah, or even convicted, or
convicted,
a jury, like convicting you of something.
This is what an allegation is. MSK, I'm alleging that you're a lip-dick Fruit Loop. There, now you have an allegation against you.
Holy shit! MSK is a lip-dick fruit cake.
Mm-hmm. Yep. God. It's an allegation, right? So the allegation is just as good as any conviction.
Allegedly,
hey, you want to know if that's
allegedly, I stick bananas in my ass. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I haven't been convicted of anything. You know, the jury is not going to convict me of putting a banana up my ass. Just saying.
Trump has selected a defense secretary, an attorney general, a secretary of health and human services, and an efficiency czar, all of whom have been accused of variations of sexual misconduct.
Shall we go through the Democrats that have had the exact same thing against them there, Joyless?
Or how about
Shall
we do
we?
this? What, you know, it's crazy how a guy gets into a position of power with them and randomly they're just accused of sexual assault, even though it'll never come out that they did anything. They're just accused of it, and that lie is just perpetuated through all these broadcast news networks. Oh, Joy, you know, that good old MSNBC you love so much, you know, Comcast is selling it. I hope maybe Elon Musk buys it and revives cable network ratings on this shit.
Oh, no. It was, I think it was, I can't remember what host. I want to say it was Glenn Beck that brought this up, but it was kind of like, you want to know what? I hope Elon buys MSNBC and doesn't release them from their contract and makes them have to say pro-Trump stuff.
Oh my God. Shit.
And like the president-elect, deny them. This has only added to the pain and fear that a lot of women have already been feeling in the aftermath of the election.
Most women voted for Trump. Women came out. You know, I don't believe
No.
women should vote.
MSK, you're wrong. No. Women, true, honest, actual women, they voted for Kamala.
Yeah,
those aren't women.
Right.
Those aren't women that voted for Trump. No woman would ever vote for Trump in their world.
I don't believe women should be voting because they're way too emotional and not rational thinking people. But women did come out.
But plus, they don't listen to the actual issues anyway, because with all the things that were going around, like World War III, inflation, you know, the Fed, taxes, all this stuff, what was their number one issue? Yeah, but abortion. My baby, I need to get an abortion.
I need the rights to abort my fucking baby.
Mm-hmm.
My baby.
That was the number one issue for the election for most women, was fucking abortion.
God, Lee. And people wonder why women shouldn't be voting. Just saying. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this though, for Joy, you understand most women voted for Trump this time around. I guess some of them woke up to the bullshit you guys were feeding them. Good. Thank God. There maybe society is right. Maybe God is real. Maybe
to return voting.
The fact that you don't
to,
have a bed is proof that God is real. So I mean, you know,
I'm all I would say is, you want to know, maybe we should just turn voting back over to actual landowners. Those who actually own the land can actually vote. I understand that means I wouldn't be allowed to vote.
Maybe we need to go back to being a more exclusive country. Maybe we're too inclusive now.
Maybe a little too much.
Maybe Saudi Arabia had the right idea to give women no. I'm just kidding, guys. Oh shit.
Hey, maybe Saudi Arabia have it right when they started throwing people off of buildings. I'm just saying that, you know, it seems to work for them.
They seem to keep people in check.
Those are probably where you're at. My bad.
Onslaught of online abuse and harassment with phrases like "your body, my choice" and "get back to the kitchen."
Reveal 19.
Your body, my choice. Okay, I will agree.
I will say this: get back to the kitchen the night after you guys lost the election. It's just perfect salt on the wound.
It is, but the thing about it is that's being disingenuous about the "your body, my choice," because that doesn't explain, because many a times "your body, my choice" was being used when it comes to fucking vaccines and what Democrats were doing and saying. So okay, so you had this surge in social media of these certain things. Did you actually research to see exactly specifically what "your body, my choice" is actually referring to? I guarantee you didn't fucking look.
Yep. Like I said, it's being used against them now, so now they're upset.
I will say repeal the 19th. Yeah, it has been used, and for good reason, because women are absolutely stupid and make horrible decisions constantly, and you want them to vote.
No, I actually, if we want to look at reforming how votes are done in this country, I honestly think it should be as simple as you need to have skin in the game. In other words, if your income is solely based on government subsidies and handouts, I don't think you should be allowed to vote. You should only be allowed to vote if you're not getting, except for retirement stuff, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. So if you're all on and all kinds of welfare and everything, then you're voting for your self-interest only, not the welfare of the country.
Surging across social media. And with so much still unknown, you probably have a lot of questions about what a second Trump administration will mean for women. What it will
Probably
mean.
look the same as the first one.
Yeah. It's going to be a bunch of fucking fat, ugly white women in pink hats marching in the streets of Los Angeles, Chicago, talking about how they're oppressed because they can't kill their baby after their one-night stands anymore. It's going to be awful. It's going to be the worst thing ever.
God, it's crazy. Trump literally is coming up to dismantle the Department of Education because let's be honest, no one knows what it does. It's fucking worthless. Just waste of time and money. And it just goes to the states. Yeah, if women have a problem with whatever abortion laws is in your place, with wherever state you live, just go to a different state. It's all up to the states now. And I think that's the best decision, honestly. Because wherever you choose to live, they have the better abortion laws, go for that. Let's see, why is it just abortion on women's minds? You care about anything else in life?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything
Well, like I said, when you got a
do?
bunch of whores out there sleeping with 300 men every single year, year on end, and they end up getting pregnant 6 times a year, they need abortion. Because if they don't have abortion, then they have to stop sleeping with a bunch of dudes all the time. They can't do that. So we'd rather destroy the fabric of our society just to keep things running rather than stop being a whore.
All we needed was Trump to get elected and hoes stopped acting like hoes.
Yeah. Oh, no responsibility, anything but that.
Okay.
Strike. We're not just going to lay down and spread our legs for every man that comes around. We're going to actually find a good one.
Oh, no. I'm going to stop sleeping with men who don't respect me. So you were sleeping with men who didn't respect you before?
I'm not going to sleep with men that don't treat me like a person. So you were sleeping with men that didn't think of you as a person?
Yeah.
I mean,
what a dumbass. Here's a very, very humorous story. Earlier today, the UFC had an event in China. Now, this is Xing Ming, who, believe it or not, is a registered nurse in China, the country that is China or the US. I have to go make sure. I'm pretty sure this is China she's talking about here, but very, very ironic because she literally fought a woman in the octagon today and sent her to the hospital legitimately. Kicked her right in the neck, knocked her out, and then she was basically lifted in a stretcher out of the octagon. But she was going on to talk about how her parents didn't even know that she was an MMA fighter until they saw the knockout go viral on Twitter.
That's crazy. Wait a minute.
She's okay. You didn't just witness a murder there, so she's all right.
So she started off in the hospital and went out for a fight and returned to the hospital. So circle complete.
Can you imagine being an MMA fighter? You get knocked out, get sent to the hospital. Then when you wake up, the person who sent you there is the one giving you medical treatment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be ironic? Holy shit. So remember how we were talking about Jaguar rebranding? There was this headline from Forbes that went like this: Jaguar rebrands, sparks confusions, angers anti-woke critics. Price of Reason says, I love how Forbes always puts the word woke in quotations so that it can try to delegitimize any genuine criticism. I mean, if that Jaguar commercial isn't woke, how else would you objectively define it? Yeah. I mean, you would just call it trash. If you're not gonna call it woke, I don't really use that word woke anyway.
My confusion is where's the fucking car? I thought you were a fucking car company that made cars.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Not Transformers.
Nerds. I am a hot, sexy Riz master who gets all the ladies. What are you talking about? Vex says, I wouldn't even say it's woke. It's destructive. Whether it was all white people in there or not isn't the problem. Is that for some reason the higher-ups at Jaguar thought it would be smart to completely erase 100 years of automotive history and transform it into
that's exactly why they didn't like. This is what we have to stop pretending like these people actually care about sales or marketing. It's like they're trying to destroy and rewrite history. That's what they're doing. That is their goal. We're the ones here still trying to I guess cope with the reality that these people are actually trying to destroy what we have built. Like we still thinking that, oh no, they're trying to do this because they want to appeal to this underrepresented demographic. No, that has nothing to do with it. They're trying to destroy.
That's just a unicorn.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an outline of a commercial. Mm-hmm. Be different. men dressing in skirts, women with beards, break the mold, don't fit the shape. Now, what am I trying to sell you?
Every Disney movie since 2017.
No, Chef Boyardee mini ravioli.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have saw that coming. You know what would be funny if they had just played that entire commercial, like the real one that they played. Then, like the last 5 seconds, is like, wait, how does this help us sell cars? It's like cars, and then just flash a Jaguar logo.
Yeah,
It.
That's it. Oh god, who needs car? Like fucking hell, man! A fucking car company.
Could you imagine that being like a Super Bowl commercial?
Just imagine that, like a fucking car company going like, you know what? We're inclusive. Yeah, anyone can buy a Jaguar if they wanted to. It's a fucking car.
You know, this is grounds for one of the other automakers to get done. They don't really show the commercial, but they're in a boardroom and they're watching commercials and all this stuff. But you see the projector shut off, and all of them are confused, going, "What was that? I don't know what that was. Do you have any idea what that was?" No.
I mean, we're literally like at the point now where you're gonna watch a commercial. It's just gonna be 30 seconds of like a gay orgy, just dudes kissing each other in the mouth, and then like the last 5 seconds is gonna be Pepsi. It's like, wait, what? What the fuck's that?
Strobing lights, booming sound.
Okay, I'll ask you this: what was worse?
At the end, you find out, oh no, that was actually for Kleenex tissues.
I want to ask you guys this: which one's worse, the Jaguar commercial or last year on International Women's Day, Hershey promoted a troon as their favorite person on the International Women's Day commercial, with women there, actual women there, going like, was smiling like their whole lives have just been destroyed, that a troon person was nominated over them on International Women's Day. That
her motto was,
well, you're right now.
If you don't say I'm a woman, I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, the whole point. No, you're comparing apples to tennis balls in this case.
Okay.
I mean, because you can't really compare the two because different markets altogether. Because again, as we've already determined, Jaguar is for douchey rich people.
Oh yeah,
and Hershey's is for everyone. And on top of that, and so I mean,
no, the gay guy said Jaguar is now inclusive to everybody. Okay, let's come on. God, man, those two have to be the worst. Those International Women's Day, everybody. We're supposed to celebrate women, which is fine. I like celebrating the great women. Promoting a dude. What the fuck?
Hey, MSK, celebrate! It's another win for the fucking patriarchy.
I hate you. God damn. God, man. So you're basically saying, or remember when the Caitlyn Jenner, when she became a troon, remember she won the International Women's Day, or she was an international hero?
Every white dude who becomes a woman wins some kind of award that's only specifically made for women, like the very next year.
That is another win for the patriarchy. I don't understand all of these screeching, short-haired or shaved one side of their head, multicolored fucking hair that always scream up and down about the fucking patriarchy are sitting there getting all frustrated and stuff when you go, hey, it's another win for the patriarchy. You're letting men in to take over your sports and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So are they basically saying that men are better at being women than they are? That's what they're saying.
So every time a troon wins an award, you should just go, yeah, one more for the good guy.
Oh god. Well, tariffs are already killed large fries. This is what it's like living in Trump's America. What does this have to do with anything?
I mean, let's be honest here. We've talked about this before. McDonald's fries are completely trash now. It's like the fries of 20 years ago simply do not exist at McDonald's anymore.
And not to mention they're all made in the US. So tariffs would not apply. So the guy is either gaslighting or he's straw manning or he's just full of shit.
Here's some fries to go with your McDonald's.
Did you guys see the video I posted earlier today about the girl who got the blender thrown at her head after she was throwing food at the workers?
Why are you? Don't post that stuff. That stuff freaks me out, man. I don't have a blender thrown at me. Oh, this is another.
Well, maybe don't throw Big Macs at the customers. They won't have to throw a blender at your head. Maybe.
Yeah, jeez.
Definite L's. Biden says he's leaving the presidency with a country that's better than it was.
So we're not even gonna pretend like this dude doesn't have dementia anymore, right? We're just gonna be like,
what if he never did and he just trolled everybody?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the funniest shit in this planet. What did this fucking old?
I just wanted to tell you that my brain was fine. I didn't want to be president anymore, so I just tell everyone that my brain.
No, you want to know what? It's one of those. I just would like him in his last one going, huh? You guys wanted to get rid of me, so guess what? I knew what I was doing. I fucked up everything possible to keep her from going. And you want to know what? Go make America great again, MAGA.
Yeah. It's crazy. He put on.
By the way, Hunter did smoke the crack at the White House. We all knew it was him.
God,
I'm 84 years old. Who gives a shit?
That has to be an L.
And I've already pardoned my son. So go fuck
that
yourself.
Laptop. Remember, it was.
P. Diddy once said, "Take that, take that."
Remember how he was at his garage, and then when they opened it, he had those classified documents, literally all in his garage.
Well, while they were actively trying to go after Trump for having classified documents at his place.
Yep.
You want to know? MSK, you do know the difference between the two cases, right? Trump's allowed to have. He's allowed to have documents. He was complying with records keeping and had people in saying how to properly secure those documents in his place. Biden was never fucking president at the time that he took those documents. He can't declassify him as vice president. Only president can declassify. He's the one that's actually a fucking criminal when it comes to the documents, not Trump.
One thing I've always believed about public service, and especially the presidency.
Now I can get away with murder.
Asking ourselves, have we left the country in better shape than we found it?
No,
you haven't.
No. You did a terrible job. People are literally saying, I can't afford groceries. Biden, hell, I'll just invite trannies to my White House. Remember? No, earlier this year, he took away fucking Easter and called it National Day of Trans Reckonance or something like that. Remember that? Man took away Easter.
Tonight, I can say with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes because of you.
Now I'm gonna sit at home and eat ice cream here and watch Charmed.
What saved this country? What saved this country and made it possible for me to live in better condition is I spent most of my presidency on the beach of Delaware.
Now I'm gonna go to Delaware and watch the Golden Girls in my underwear like I used to do before Barack told me to get on the government.
Hopefully, when I take my bike rides, I don't fall over again.
Oh my
God!
Wait.
That was someone else. That wasn't me.
Well, that's enough for my brain to take tonight. I think I've actually blew my own brain out.
Oh, well, so something's getting blown, right?
Yeah, my wife. Yeah, I did it to her last night.
Yeah, sure. So we totally believe you.
All right. What
Fact
else?
Check. False.
Give me one sec. There's so much stuff going on here at this point. Oh my God.
Well, what else did we talk about this week? The Rachel Zegler situation. She's going to get blacklisted if that movie fails. So her entire career.
She's going to get blacklisted.
Yeah,
because it is going to fail.
Oh, so, speaking of troons, Kelly Marie Tran came out as troon.
She said she came out as queer, so she's not full troon just yet. So her name is Kelly for now, but in about 2 years will be Kyle
or Ken.
Oh God!
She's literally going to be a tranny named Kyle Marie Tran.
Oh Lord, kill me now. End it. End my life, please.
You don't accept who I am. I'm going to harm myself.
I've never. She was like, I've never been more accepted than I am now. Oh, okay. So that just proves everything we were talking about. You people just thrive off validation.
No, it shows you how corrupt and isolated and in a bubble Hollywood people truly are. They have no fucking idea about the rest of the goddamn world.
Good gosh, man. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, there's okay.
I want to talk about the Wicked thing real quick, but go ahead and
go ahead. I'm just gonna get a drink.
All right, so Wicked. The movie's out right now. It's making a lot of money. Why? Because it's marketed towards the women and the gays. Shocker, right? So it's
that's a
making
shock.
Barbie all over again, right? So here's a movie that I know our good buddies Chris and Alan over at Film Threat were reviewing this movie, I think, a couple of days ago. And they were talking about how even though they like the movie, they really like the film because they're fans of the play from like 1999. They're arguing that the film is not woke because this is their argument here. Well, since it's based off of source material that was written in 1999, it's not woke, right? Even though if you look at the film, it has all the hallmark signs of something that's woke: the race swapping, the sexuality swapping, the gender swapping, the men are all bad, and the evil people are actually misunderstood, and LGBTQ, troons, and queers, all this, all in your face, all for a good adventure of nearly 3 hours of a part one of a 2-part series, right? Now, here's my pushback to this whole argument. I think a lot of people are missing this, is that woke didn't just start in 2016. It's like the woke trend that we see today didn't just start when Trump became president. That's when you guys started to notice what they were doing. They have been doing this. They've been doing this, if you want to go back even further, since the 1950s, but they've been culturally subverting us as a nation. This has been going back decades. 2016 is when everyone started to notice it because it wasn't subtle anymore. It was in your face to the point where you couldn't hide exactly what they were doing. So just because something was based on like a play from like 1999, well, understand the play that it's originally based off of is a perverted offshoot of Wizard of Oz in and of itself. So when you're watching this movie, don't think that you're watching something that's actually faithful to the original Wizard of Oz story, because it's not. It's basically faithful to a perversion that was done about 25 years ago that tried to subvert and pervert the Wizard of Oz back then. So the whole argument is that, oh, they came out in 1999 and it's not woke. It's like, no, this has been going on far longer than 2016. It's like the same thing we talk about with like all these 90 people, right? Because we talk about, you know, guys like Howard Stern or Rage Against the Machine or Marilyn Manson. There's a number of guys who back in the 1990s, they were viewed as the culture warriors. They were counterculture. They were rebelling against the system. They were the ones who were supporting free speech and all this good stuff. Now here we are 25 years later. It seems like all those people have become sellouts. And it's like, oh, why did they become sellouts when they were such heroes back in the 90s? It's like, it wasn't that they were heroes back in the 90s. It's like, you don't realize who they were rebelling against back in 1990, whatever the case was. They were rebelling against the Christian conservative right. That's who they were rebelling against in the 1990s. You go back to the Howard Sterns and the Rage Against the Machines and the Marilyn Manson. That's who they were rebelling against. Now that we fast forward about a generation later, and at least until this last election, those people weren't in control anymore. Now they're the party of conformity, because they're not going to rebel against themselves. So now they're going to tell you to Rage Against the machine, because they were always part of the machine. Rage Against the Machine were communists 30 years ago. They didn't just become that in the last 2 years because they were supporting vaccines and lockdowns. It's like they've always been this way. So, like I said, don't think that just because it's a couple of years ago that woke just got created all of a sudden. It's like, no, this is when you guys start to notice exactly what they were doing, but they've been doing this for far, far longer than that time period.
The woke agenda started back when women were allowed to vote. The moment suffrage successfully, from that point on.
Yep.
No, it really honestly goes it goes all the way back to the sexual revolution of the late 60s. That's when it really truly started, because it was the destruction of the nuclear family, of tradition, of morals, all started,
which we're seeing the end game of right now today.
Yep.
And not only have they, like, we say that as if they somehow haven't stopped. It's like, no, they've continued this. We're now at the end stage of this whole thing. Like, this is why all the shows you see are still attacking the nuclear family. They're still attacking the idea of husbands and wives and him and hers and all this other stuff, because they want to essentially destroy the original design of the world and try to pervert it into their own design, which is quite literally a satanic perversion of the way God designed the world. This is what it all comes back to. And unless you guys accept that for what it is and realize what these people are doing, you're never going to understand what's truly happening in the world. You're always going to be 2 steps behind.
You're forgetting the way the world worked back then was misogynistic and racist and homophobic. It has to custom itself to modernized standards.
But what a ride.
look at it from this perspective, right? And I made this comment a few times before. Go back and listen to music from the 1950s. It's the perfect example of just how we've degraded ourselves as a culture and as a nation. When you listen to 50s music and compare it to music of today, right? Now, I know that's a big time gap. We're talking about 70 years here. But this is essentially the end game of this long-standing perversion. What do we always see in movies and television shows and the narrative out of Hollywood? Oh, the 1950s was this horrible time in our country. It was so bad. All the women were at home and they were barefoot and pregnant and blah, blah, blah. And black people had to go to different water fountains. And this is always the image of the 1950s that they show you, right? The 1950s, that time period, was probably the last time that we had that, what we can call a nuclear family, as intact as it was throughout the course of the several decades that were preceded, right? I think they had a slight renaissance in the 1980s, which was part of like the Reagan economy and all that stuff. So you saw a slight return of it. But once we've surpassed that, it's like we still have not gotten to that point. Even in the 1980s, we're so far removed to where we were like in the 50s, like as a nation and as a culture. And now we're just like in this weirdo he, him, like I said, call me a woman or I'm going to jump off the building. This is the era that we're in now. And it's because we perverted ourselves so far away from what was actually working, what was actually normal, that we've created abnormal now. And here you get 3-hour movies like Wicked, where the two main leads either look like they're witches or they're literally dying of cancer. Pick one.
But hey, man, it's going to be the highest grossing Thanksgiving ever weekend for cinemas. Gladiator 2, Wicked, and you have the other movie that came out. Fucking hell, or it's coming out, Moana 2. So it's going to be
movie I don't want to see, movie I don't want to see, and movie I don't want to fucking see.
You know what's crazy? How we're going over the how to DEI your dragon. Oh my goodness! Hey, for all you Disney fans out there that were shitting on me on my takes that blew up about the How to Train Your Dragon casting that I didn't like. What if Disney? I don't know the character Moana from. I never seen Moana. Race swap that girl with I don't know a Mexican boy who's trans. See how you like that?
Don't you remember the controversy about Moana that already happened? The actress that was picked to play Moana, they had controversy over it because why were they picking and going after her race, only to find out she actually is from she's Polynesian. She's from Hawaii.
Yeah. It's crazy how if you suggest a black person gets race swap, they just no. It's intrinsic to the character, and it's like, then why does that same rule and logic not apply to this one?
Because they only want white people replaced. That's the secret.
That's really all it is.
That's the dirty little secret they don't want to tell you.
They'll never say it though. Well, what if Hollywood literally just randomly cast what's another white guy beside Ryan Gosling? Okay, what if
we're gonna recast T'Challa, but Ryan Gosling is gonna be T'Challa now. So there you go.
What's another white guy? Okay, what if Ezra Miller portrayed Black Panther like T'Challa? And people go, because people's argument is, well, if the actor can do it good, it doesn't. But you wouldn't apply that same logic to Black Panther. It wouldn't apply. You would literally. I reject the premise of race swaps. They're stupid. They make no sense. And
we're gonna cast Sydney Sweeney to be Storm in the next X-Men movie. That's
and keep in mind the gaslight term is, but if she acts good, it doesn't matter, bro. And it's like, acting is not just about acting. It's about actually casting someone that looks like the part. What if in the new Harry Potter TV series, J.K. Rowling casts a 15-year-old black kid from the hood to play Harry? Is that okay? No, it wouldn't be. And you shouldn't be called racist to think otherwise. It's that simple. Chloe says, I reject the premise of an MSK. What the fuck? Oh my goodness.
I reject the premise of your existence. How about that?
Yeah, I literally reject the actual idea of race swapping and gender swapping. It's stupid. Keep in mind, how many race and gender swaps have happened where it's caused no problem? All they do just cause confusion and problems. That's all they
But
do.
like I
You
said,
don't
they
have to do
do
that.
this knowing that they're going to cause discord, knowing that people are going to be upset about this, and then they set up kind of like, okay, so here's what we're going to do, and then when they complain, we're going to attack them from being bigots, right? This is essentially what Disney's been doing for like the last 3 years with Star Wars. It's just like, oh, okay, we're going to focus, we're going to do a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but the main character is going to be a black woman, and when they complain, we're going to call them bigots because they just can't stand black female magic or whatever the nonsense is, right? And then when it comes to, what was it, The Acolyte, that weirdo space witch lesbian show. By the way, just quick little sidebar. You ever notice that there's a lot of shows and movies right now that all seem to be promoting homosexual witchcraft? Like, there's a lot of them. Like, we got this movie Wicked, which is another one. You had The Acolyte. You had Agatha. WandaVision. Like, what is it with this gay witch craze? Like, why is everyone gay witches?
I have another one for you. I'm pretty sure you've noticed it in TV more rampant now. Why is the husband always a cheater? Why is they always want to put the protector as the guy that cheats on his wife? That was like the biggest one I noticed when I was watching TV back in the day. Why is the guy always the cheater? Never makes any sense. It's only the guy that can cheat, not the wife. You know, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, because women definitely won't cheat on you the second they get bored in their relationship. That never happens.
That never happens. You're a misogynist if you notice things. Stop noticing things.
You're an incel if you think that actually happens in real life.
This fucking dude, he was like, well, I'm just mad that people are just getting angry over this and should just get over it. Okay. Do people know how the reason why life has become the way it is? Because that person and a lot of people did just that. They put their head in the sand and said, you know what? It'll all sort itself out. That is literally how life ended up in the bad position it did, how this country ended up in the bad position it did. Enough people did that, and they can see how wrong that premise is. Sometimes you're not going to like everything someone does or a studio, and it's good to have conversation. Now, at the end of the day, I did say this on Twitter, and I'll say it again. If the little girl does a good job, that's fine, but that doesn't change what I'm saying. Her doing a good job is negligent. Honestly, it means nothing. You know, she doesn't look like Astrid. I'm sorry, it's not part of casting. You have to cast someone that looks like the character and can act like them. People said, but you know what? What if she just acts good? Well, you got half the casting right. What do you want? Like, fucking hell. Like, we have to like somehow gaslight our own brains into thinking that this is good no matter what. And it's like, no, I don't fucking like it. And stop telling me I should. I don't like it. I fucking hate it. Stop doing it. Oh, I guess you could say Michael Clark Duncan was a good cat. But what did they do afterwards of Daredevil? They didn't cast a black guy to play Kingpin ever again after that. Wonder why? Because they realized how stupid it was. They literally did not cast a black guy to play Kingpin after that. Gee, I wonder why.
That's all it takes.
Because men bad. Right? How to DEI your dragon. Great. Fucking hell. Kill me now, everybody. Well, we're going to wrap it up here in just a little bit. I think we've covered most things. I forgot. Are you watching more WWE clips? Sometimes I'll watch them just for fun. How do people think that stuff's real? Is beyond me. They're clearly faking. It's not real.
I mean, here's the thing, like 30 years ago or 40 years ago, even, you could at least BS people into thinking that it was fake because the wrestlers worked as if it was actually real. Like, so you can throw like a work punch and make it seem like you were really hurting someone, but you really weren't. Like a nice little trick, you hold like your hand over someone's head and you pull back and you punch them. Now the sound effect is going to make it seem like you really hit the guy, but in reality, you're hitting your own hand. So it's like it's no real effect to them, but that's how kind of the way they used to work back then to make it seem like it was actually real when it really wasn't. Now you just got a bunch of wrestlers out there doing gymnastics and doing all this obviously fake and garbage stuff where they're kicking each other in the head and then no-selling it and then they're elbowing each other in the head and they're trying to fight like it's Dragon Ball Z in real life, and that doesn't work in live action. But they're retards. They don't know what they're doing. But there are a small group of idiots out there that laugh that stuff up and will gaslight you and thinking, oh no, that's totally great now. It's amazing.
All right, so as we wrap it up here in a little bit, we'll start with Drunken Emerald Arrow, who's gaslighting Fridge Cast. Eventually, it'll happen at some point. Did I lie to you guys? Not.
Hey guys, I'm gonna try this day-old Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the microwave or a saucer plate for 30 seconds and warm it up here. Because who really likes eating cold pizza? You know what I mean?
All right, Emerald, what you got planned coming up? Are you going to do the Insert Dildo Here podcast again?
I'm glad I didn't even hear any of that as I was coughing.
Yeah, he was actively dying when you were talking.
Yeah. Back here on Monday. I've got my new show that's been running now for up. Next week will be 5 episodes of the Insert Title Here show. That is on at 9:30 Pacific on Friday nights. And then a random show whenever it pops up is titled Insert Title Here Show Unplugged, which there's no topics. It's just hanging out and talking about just whatever comes to mind. And that's about it.
So what if I want to get plugged?
Then the show's not for you because it's unplugged.
Good Lord. Good Lord. This is my lunch. Pulls out a Slim Jim. Holy shit. Oh God. Society, what you got planned coming up? Are you doing anything for like Thanksgiving or anything? Or are you staying home?
Staying home. Yeah, it's gonna be a long week, and I'll just put it to you that way. So yeah, there'll be a lot of things going on, but here's what I got coming up. So I'm gonna be moving some shows around. I'm gonna be retiring some shows. So the Friday Night Movie Club is gonna be ending after episode 100. Our last 2 episodes are gonna be focused on the best and the worst movies of 2024, and then we're gonna wrap that show up. And then I'll be starting a new show, which I'm calling it either the Movie House or the Cinema Club. We're working on the details here, but we're gonna start a whole new show that's hopefully be starting on Saturdays every couple of weeks, talking about retro movies, current events, news, stuff like that. So I kind of want to be a little bit more broader with our concept for the show. So I'm looking forward to that 2025. The bar room right now is looking to move about early, maybe an hour or two earlier. So normally we start at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm looking to start either at 8 p.m. or at 7 p.m. to be a little bit more friendly and to a lot of our people, because like I said, here on the East Coast, if we're going late at like 11:30, like on a Tuesday, a lot of us just get burned out. That's like on the work night, a lot of us just get burned out. So I want to move that show up a little bit earlier to work for most of our guys on here. So we're gonna be working on that too. Tomorrow I'll be doing the Bible lens. We're going to read James 2 in its proper context, because nobody apparently does that ever when they read it. Bar Room is on Tuesday. We have Moana 2 coming up next week on the show. And like I said, I can't wait to get these last 5 episodes out of the way so I can retire that show and move on to greener pastures. So that's all we've got coming up this week.
Don't worry. I'll be doing it then.
And just a little sidebar here: if you're not eating pecan pie this Thanksgiving, you're not having a real Thanksgiving. So I'll
pecan pie tastes like I never had pecan pie, honestly.
Pecan pie is like the best pie you can have for Thanksgiving. Some people say it's sweet potato. It's like no, pecan pie absolutely curb stomps sweet potato by a large margin.
I got to go white and just say pumpkin pie. You're not having pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Then you're not having.
Why can't I have them both? Honestly,
yeah.
Oh, you can have them both.
Fuck. Why am I choosing? No. As you guys know, for me, as I mentioned this before, so I did do something that I did it and I'm completing. Because I never lie. I'm black, so it's just in our DNA. We never lie. I have a dad. I am rich and successful. And I do have sex with a lot of girls.
And he didn't do nothing.
Yep. So the Cloud9 podcast is fully uploaded to Rumble, and the new episodes will be live streamed there and on X and on YouTube. I'm going to be utilizing Twitch for something completely different moving forward. So I won't be really streaming this kind of stuff there anymore. I'm going to be working on putting out more consistent content, as you guys know, in a more shorter time frame. I've already written everything down. So basically, around January, all the videos that I want to do as far as like news related should be already up and uploaded, trying to at least get like 2-3 videos a day going, or at least maybe one, while also talking about like the newest movies that come out and what the box office is looking like actually. And the next thing I'm going to do is working on getting all the Iron Man podcasts, the rest of those episodes uploaded on the podcast platform. I just have to upload the rest of the 108 episodes from that. And then after that, I'm going to upload the episodes from this show, and then it's over. So that's basically it. Next thing, Iron Man podcast, then this one, and while working on getting out consistent content for you guys. So that's pretty much it. I ended up uploading another video to my comic book channel. A lot of people did not like me and Professor Hayteen's opinions on Mark Waid, but that's fine, because Mark Waid's a piece of shit. obviously.
Before we go, we have to play this because this is going to be a callback. So if you guys remember Redman when he did MTV Cribs, there was one specific item on that show that after, how long has it been, like 25 years since he did that infamous episode of Cribs, he still has it to this day. So here you go.
Motherfuckers want to know, do I still got my dollar box from MTV Crib? Fuck yeah, I still got my dollar box. Let me show you right here. Right here on my shit. Let me move this shit. So I still got my dollar box. Look at that box right there, nigga. Look at that shit right there. Look at them dollars, nigga. Straight dollar box, nigga. Falling all out the fucking box, nigga. Straight dollars, straight dollars. That's
I'm noticing more than $1, but
check ain't cleared, but I still got some money to go get grocery box, nigga. Yeah, we.
So the dollar box is still in play, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah. So make sure you guys are staying safe and you're being active and you get things going. As you guys know, there's not too much time left on this
Look,
planet.
guys, stop sleeping with 300 people. Don't buy a Jaguar. Wicked is gay, and WWE is literally fleecing Netflix. That's kind of the sum of tonight's
And make
show.
sure when you're watching WWE, buy Bud Light because they sure need the customers right now.
And everyone, remember, it's great that Trump won because now your annoying leftist relatives are not going to show up to Thanksgiving because they can't be around you. So you're not going to have to hear any of their insane beliefs and insane theories. Thank you, Trump, for getting elected. So all my leftists will not be at Thanksgiving.
Oh shit. And tomorrow, as you guys know, for my one-on-ones, I have Aaron Sparrow at 6 PST. Then after that, I have someone at 7:30, and then I have Then at 9:30, I have the Savage Dad comic book show we do. We're going to try and do that on Tuesdays and Sundays, pending on his work schedule. So if he's obviously in his state, then we could do it Tuesday, Sundays. But if he's not, then we have to just kind of put it off until. But we've been making some fire content there. I hope you guys go and watch it. It's been really, really good. So, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. And we will see you guys later. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you guys later. Deuces.